What's up and welcome to KplusGaming Corner, and in this Outriders video we're taking a quick look at some great weapons as well as mod combinations to farm for while you're leveling up your characters on that long grind to Apocalypse Tier 40. While some of you may or may not get to that end goal, you can definitely have lots of fun along the way depending on what weapons you may chance upon along the way. Now, these weapons and weapon mods are just some suggestions and my personal opinions, and are not meant to be the only weapons that can work with a given build. Like I said, just an opinion and sharing some ideas that may help nudge some of you fellow Outriders in the right direction and maybe put some finishing touches on some builds you're working on. Starting things off is my preferred weapon for firepower devastator builds, mainly the death proof and the statue set. You can never go wrong with the fatal Symbian. The attributes armor pierce, status power, and close range damage are ideal, and the gun comes standard with dark sacrifice, which drains some of your health in exchange for weapon damage, easier to handle as a devastator than some other classes due to your inherent tankiness. I usually, if not always, make room for ultimate damage link, which works great with any submachine gun standard variant, and this one rolled with Wrath of Moloch, which fits well and makes this a really fun gun to use. The third mod is flexible though, as anything like Claymore Torrent or Shadow Comet would also work pretty well here. When I'm running with my Anomaly Power Devastator, one of my choices is off in the Air to the Desert, where Sandstorm is always a mod that performs well when comparing damage stats, and the attributes Armor Pierce, Status Power, and Skills Life Leech synergize well, especially with bleed builds like Seismic Commander or when running the Bannerlord set. Mage's Rage is my preferred choice to include, whether I add it manually or even better if it comes in the APOC slot. The one I'm using comes with Violent Rupture, which is one of my favorite weapon mods and always does a nice amount of damage creating volcanic explosions. It says it procs every 5 seconds, but I feel like this is more like every 3 seconds, but that could be me. Another excellent choice I definitely recommend, really for any anomaly build with any of the 4 characters, is the Sunfall submachine gun, which might actually be my favorite weapon out of all of the choices for any anomaly build in the game. All of my characters have their own Sunfall they use when going anomaly, since status power is usually something you want with those builds. My Devastator was lucky enough to come across one that rolled with ultimate bone shrapnel, and then I always include Mage's Rage. My Pyromancer and Trickster both have ones with Strings of Gauss, which is always fun to use, and has improved a lot as a weapon mod with some patch updates and since Worldslayer, and my Technomancer has a few, including one that has Noxious Spawns, and another with Dimensional Rockets, which can be a nice to have on a rapid fire submachine gun. It's pretty clear the Sunfall is one of my favorite guns since I have so many, and my top choice when choosing a weapon for my anomaly builds regardless of the character. Let me know in the comments what your preferred choice of weapon is when you're running your AP builds. Would love to hear what you guys are running with. When it comes to my Technomancer and when I'm running the Flame Leper set, I've been messing around recently with the Amber Vault with decent results. Killing Spree is decent enough, getting up to 39% extra weapon damage on killing shots, and I have a few I've been playing around with adding Dark Sacrifice, which has always worked well with Killing Spree for the additional weapon damage, plus my Flame Leper set often uses the skill Fixing Wave that heals you and mitigates the effect of the health Dark Sacrifice is draining. Nicola's Revenge is a great weapon mod to include on any rapid firing weapon, and I have another one that rolled with Dimensional Rockets. The best weapon though, in my opinion, and at least for me, for my Flame Leper, has been the Final Penance with its combination of Mage's Rage and Anomaly Enhancement, and I have quite a few with ones coming with Noxious Spawns, which is great for the damage it deals and for spreading Toxic around, and another one that has Fortress, which is boosting all the damage I'm doing. When running with my Borealis Firepower Techno, I've been using an Inferno Seed, which comes with Wrath of Moloch, doing damage and spreading burn around based on critical hits, and this one came with Critical Point, ensuring those critical hits are coming much more often. I've also had some fun with the Messenger since it's a tactical assault rifle, and I had one that rolled with Nicola's Revenge. I included ultimate freezing bullets, so it's great for my Borealis Monarch, and then as another excellent option you can always go with the Absolute Zero. In my case I have a few, including one with Noxious Spawns. I have a nice firepower Pyromancer build going with my Torturer set, and I've been running with the Imploder, which has been really fun since I have one with Claymore Torrent in addition to Deadly Disturbance, and then I included Fortress for the extra damage buff. Other weapons I've used with this character are Damascus Offering, in this case with Weakness Trap, which has come a long way since the base campaign. It now does quite a lot of damage, plus makes enemies weaker against you. I may also pull out my Wicker if I'm running with my Scorch Zealot Pyro, since this one came with Anomaly Enhancement and fits well with what I'm doing there. Last but not least is my Trickster, which I save most of my shotgun builds for, since those work extremely well with twisted rounds. Of course, the Death Shield is a great option here, or this Evening Star with Deathronome and Dimensional Rockets I'm using, and I included Slashing Twister, which is a fun weapon mod that I don't see being used very often, but can be very effective. I've also gotten some great use out of some pump action shotguns like this Enoch's Blessing that rolled with Fortress and then I threw on Weakness Trap, or this Golem's Limb which rolled with Claymore Torrent, and then I included Ravenous Locust, which is also a great choice, especially if you're able to take advantage of an enemy's weakness status with a gear mod like Trample the Weak. Quick shout out to the Anemoy, which is something that goes with all of my Anomaly Power builds, but really could be anything that rolls with either Moaning Winds or Radiation Splash for the reload attack. There you have it, some weapons and mods I like to use across all my builds and classes. I didn't mention pistols since I never really use them, at least not on purpose, but if I did, it would be this Torment and Agony with the ideal combination of Radiation Splash, Clip Combustion, and Moaning Winds. A fun way to shoot really fast and do some maximum amounts of damage with your reloads. I also don't really use any sniper rifles at all, but I have on occasion brought out this Molten Idola with Ravenous Locust and Claymore Torrent, and then I threw on Scrap Grenade since it's a one-shot rifle and we get those grenades out there fairly often. Let me know in the comments what weapons you would suggest for your various firepower and anomaly builds, or if you have any questions about any mod combinations I've mentioned. Would love to hear your thoughts. If you enjoyed this content, do hit the like button and give a thumbs up. If you want to stay tuned for any new videos or live streams, make sure you're subscribed. I'll see you guys on the next one, and with that, until next time, peace.